Welcome back to the EJ Ward Field View Training Series. In this video, we're going to be going over Ward 4 Cantilever GPIOs. Now, a GPIO stands for General Purpose Input Output, and this is just any type of device that's not normally on a vehicle that you hook up to it. This could be a set of lights that you have in the front, it could be a boom lift, it could be a cherry picker or a water pump, or anything really that you have hooked up to the vehicle and it's hooked into the I/O ports of that vehicle. So to set these up, we need to first drop down the Cantilever management folder. So there are 3 pages that deal with a GPIO. So we have our definitions, we have the vehicle map, so it maps those certain GPIO definitions to that vehicle, and then we have the configuration, which is how they're wired into the cantilevers themselves. The configuration is mainly for just references, so if you want to go look at it and go, oh, how is this cantilever connected, and how are all the pins put out, we'll see that, but we need to start at the GPIO definitions first. So if we hook up the definitions, I'm going to go ahead and put in lights. So we're going to go ahead and hit add record here. And so the GPIO definition is we're just going to put lights. Let's go ahead and put in spotlight. The GPIO active means what is it going to be when it's active, and it's going to be on for spotlights, and then when it's inactive, it's going to be off. After we do that, we have our active checkbox there, and you can uncheck that if you ever want to deactivate it, and then recheck it back just like we do with most of our records inside of FieldView. And then we go ahead and click on Save. So after that's been saved and it's been put in our definitions, we can then go to the vehicle maps if we want to, and it's going to show all of our vehicles here. We can add a record. So these vehicles already have a GPIO set up. But we can just drop it down and select our vehicle here. So I'm going to go ahead and go with my training vehicle. So we here have our Ngram 1. We're going to put in our GPIO definition, and that's going to be our spotlights. And then it's going to ask what pin is it put on. So we're just going to put it on the first pin because we don't have another input pin that we have set up for anything, so we're just going to use the first one, but you can use whatever input pin that you want. And inside of our cantilever manual, it will tell you which pin is what and show you a picture of the cantilever. Once we have that saved, now we have it set up for that vehicle, and that vehicle is going to have the spotlight set on it for input pin 1. The last thing that we can do is our GPIO configuration, and this is essentially for a full cantilever itself. So we're going to go ahead and add a record here, and the configuration name, let's just go ahead and do F-150s, because this is going to be all my F-150s that have cantilevers are going to have a spotlight on them. And here in pin 1, we're going to drop it down and we have our definition, and as you can see on the cantilever here, on the left hand side at the very top, it filled in with blue because that's pin number 1. So if I clicked on pin number 3, it shows me it's the second one here on the left hand side. So you know what the pin is from here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the spotlights I have here. And then I don't have any setting 1 input. We're just going to put in for 1 because that's what pin it's on for our input. And then we don't have any outputs because we don't need an output for this one. It's just an input. So now I'm going to go ahead and click on Save. And now I have a reference to go look at, okay, all my Fords have the cantilever and pin 1 has the spotlight on it. So it's just really for referencing purposes. And now I have my GPIOs completely set up. I have it set up to my vehicle through the vehicle maps. And then I have the configuration documented through the GPIO configurations. And that concludes the video on how to set up a GPIO on a Ward 4 cantilever. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.